The biggest risk to your future is the distractions that you insist on keeping in your life and the work that you are avoiding doing. Most people spend longer avoiding the work that would change their life than it would actually take to do it. Every time I think about this one, every time I think about this statement, it fucking hits me like a 10-ton of bricks. This concept of, well, the risk is in the distractions and the simplicity and the things that we like and insist on keeping in our lives. That's the biggest risk to our future. That's the biggest risk to, well, everything we want out of life. It's not that we can't have it. It's not competition. It's not, genetics or anything along these lines. It's plain and simple the distractions that we insist on keeping in our life. And I don't think it matters how far down the line you get on this stuff. There is still going to be those things that you don't need in your life. And yet here they are. Here they are distracting you because we insist that it's worthwhile, that it's part of it, that it provides some form of value. And I am 100% fucking guilty of this as well. And it's that biggest struggle because, well, the one I always come back to on this is that we're addicts. And I think this is true. We're addicted just in different capacities, in different ways, but we're all addicts to something. We are all addicts to something in this life. And I think this is the problem. I think this is part of the issue that's arising on this, that we are fucking addicts, and it's holding us back. It's causing us problems to step into the life that we want because, well, here's the truth on it all. If we weren't addicts, it'd be simple. We'd just be like, well, I'm not doing that anymore. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't provide value in my life. Therefore, I'm just not going to do that shit anymore. End of story. Like, that would be the end of the fucking story. If it was really that simple, that's where we'd get to. Just be like, oh, well, I'm done with that now. Move the fuck on. Next kind of thing. And yet we are so heavily addicted. And, as I said to you at the start of this phase, there are all these ones that people just consider normal. And yet we flat out know are not fucking serving us. We know are not providing the best possible value for us. Sorry, there's just technical difficulties here. Apologies about those delays there. But these are the things that we know. We flat out know that we should cut out. And for me, it always starts at the beginning. If you're at the start of the journey, you know that you shouldn't have sugar. You know that you shouldn't have, junk food. You shouldn't have processed carbs. You shouldn't have alcohol. You shouldn't have these kinds of things. If we're starting that fitness journey, we know. Like, it's not even a question of, oh, do you think it's okay? No, you fucking know. You know you shouldn't be, snacking on the chocolate bar on the way home. Like, I was talking to one of the wives of one of my guys, and she was like, the biggest change that I've noticed since you started your program? I was like, what's up? She's like, I don't find chocolate wrappers in the car anymore. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, it's like he was ashamed because he knew that he shouldn't be eating them. So he'd buy, when he does the grocery shopping, he'd buy chocolate bars. and he'd eat them in the car, but then he'd forget to take the rubbish out. So there'd be these chocolate wrappers in the car all the time. Those aren't happening anymore. So at its most fundamental level, we all know the changes we should make. We all know the things that we need to move on from. But we have this insistence on keeping those distractions in our life. Keeping those things that we know do not serve us in our life. Because, as I said, we find some kind of value in it. Look, a lot of the times the themes repeat themselves. But the magic is in the work that you are avoiding. So if you could just give up those things, if you could give up those things that do not serve you, lo and behold, everything, and I do mean nearly everything in your life would fucking get better. It would drastically improve. And your life would be a whole different world if you're willing to make those choices. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not. But the gap lies in this area that you insist on keeping. It lies in those habits that you insist on keeping. And as I said, when I started phase 3, I wanted to cut out all the things that didn't serve me. And I am going to be brutally honest. I've failed a lot in this phase. More than any other phase. I honestly thought doing the fitness side of things would be the hardest phase for me. No, it's this. It's this side. It's cutting out those distractions that I insist on keeping for whatever excuse or reason I need to give to hold on to them. That's the stuff I'm struggling with. That's the part that I am really, really struggling to get my head around and to make a reality. More than anything else, that's the part that doesn't seem to be coming into fruition. Because I can attach something to it. So, the things I wanted to cut out were TV, social media, any dopamine chasing, any of those kinds of things. But because you can attach a bullshit reason, let's not fucking kid ourselves here. It's a bullshit reason. But because you can attach a reason to it, it becomes really hard to cut it out. Social media. Oh, I need it for my job. Oh, I still need to get on there for my work. This is true. This is a true statement. I've got to post on here. I've got to do it for my gym. I've got to do those kinds of things. I don't need to fucking doom scroll. I don't need to be scrolling, reels and shit for my job. No, that's 100% a personalized choice. Well, not even. It's an addictive choice. Because, it's called doom scrolling for a fucking reason. Because you get caught up in it and time just disappears. Because it's just dopamine chasing. Ooh, 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 like a cracked out fucking monkey. Ooh, yes, another hit, another hit, another hit, another hit. It's been a real effort to give that up. The other one is TV. I have been watching TV and an obsessive amount for as long as I can fucking remember. And so there are things like, it's what me and my wife do together. And so that is a legitimate way to spend time, because we're watching TV series together. I'm one of those weird people who's never seen Game of Thrones. So we're finally watching Game of Thrones together. There are things like that we do together. Or, it's a downtime. Or it's, when I do stretching or things like this. I can find excuses to allow that behavior to continue. But they're excuses. And they're distractions from, being the man that I know I should be. From stepping into the man I know I can and should be. Into the life that I want to lead. I want to remove these distractions. I want to remove these things that are holding me back. I want to know what is possible. Like, it was like the one I spoke about the other day about leaving it all out there. I'd rather take it too far. Because I'd rather get to the end of my life and go, yeah, I left it all out there. I gave it everything. I know how far I could take it. And I know that I gave it my all, and maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Or it turned out better than I ever hoped. But I can't reach that point unless I leave it all out there. Unless I do the things. Unless I have given it all and done the work. Because, well, prior to that, it's all just hypothetical. I'm like that guy who used to be the star player on the basketball team. Oh, back in high school, I was the guy. I was the shit. Nobody fucking likes that guy. Nobody likes the guy who still reminisces about how great he used to be. Well, how great can you be fucking now? How great can you be in this moment? How great can your life be here and now? The question is, well, the answer is on the other side of giving up those distractions that you insist on keeping. They are the things that are holding you back from, well, everything you want in this life. Everything you desire, everything you need, everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of giving up those distractions. It's on the other side of finally admitting that the things that you claim provide value are the things that are holding you back from everything you've ever wanted. And it's a concept I keep coming back to. It's a concept that I keep running up against, is that if you're honest and you admit it, that you aren't willing to pay the price to get what you want. I actually think there's something really noble in that. And I think there is something profoundly open and honest about that. But you have to be willing to admit that. You have to be willing to admit that you are not willing to do the work. And if you're not, that's fucking okay. But don't talk bullshit about you didn't get there because of X, Y, and Z, because of genetics, because you didn't have the opportunity, you didn't have the time, you didn't have any of those things. No, it's because you weren't willing to pay the price. I spoke about it the other day with opportunity costs. You have the opportunity. You have the capacity. You're just not willing to do what is required. And yeah, it is going to be hard. Yeah, it is going to make you uncomfortable. Yeah, it is going to fucking hurt. Of course it is. Because if it was as simple as just, a day spa, everybody would have the results they want. Everyone would have a great physique. Everyone would be living their dream life. Everyone would be doing the things that they want out of life. The reason why we admire those who have the things that we do not have is because it requires work. It requires giving up easy for great. And the return on investment will be worth it. The ROI will be fucking worth it. But it still requires you giving up what you have now. It requires you giving up the mediocrity that is right here, right now, to pursue greatness in the future. To pursue this great fucking life. You must sacrifice this one. You must kill the man that you currently are to become the greatest version of yourself. You cannot enter the next chapter while you continue to read the previous chapter. All of the fucking cliches that go with it. They're cliches for a reason. Because you will continue to stay stuck for as long as you continue to repeat these habits over and over and over again. So you have to remove the distractions that you insist on keeping. Replace them. Replace them with things that will improve your life. Replace them with things that will push you forward. Replace them with things that will make you step into the man that you know you should be. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be fucking worth it. You're going to give up easy and sedation and cheap value that doesn't actually provide value for things of substance, things that mean things that are going to create this incredible life for you. You're going to step forward into being the greatest version of you. Start chasing a life that matters. that provides meaning for you. I don't know about you, but that sounds fucking worthwhile to me. It sounds like a life well lived. It sounds like a life that you'll enjoy. It'll bring you everything you've ever wanted. So, that's all I really have for you at this point. I thought I'd go longer on this one, but no. I think I've said everything that needs to be said on this. I think you need to own the fact that for as long as you insist on keeping these distractions in your life, you will stay stuck in this moment. You will stay stuck and continue to repeat this life and continue to repeat this pattern. So take ownership of that, release that, and move the fuck on. So if you're ready to do that, if you're ready to become the version that you know you should be, please shoot me a message. Let's get you into chasing greatness daily. Let's remove the distractions that are holding you back from the life that you know you should have. If you're not quite there yet, click the link in my bio, grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And lastly, if this spoke to you, if you enjoyed it, if this is something you need to hear or know others who need to hear this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, but most importantly, subscribe. The majority of people who are here listening are not subscribed. And like everything in Chasing Greatness Daily, I am here every single day, sharing from the front, sharing from my experiences as I go through this. And I'm going to be here tomorrow. So hit that subscribe button so that you get notified and you don't miss a single day. Until then.